It's Julie from Fitomize. So I want to go over the basic principles of how to design a workout. How do you know if a workout's good for you? So when I design a workout, I have three main components. So I always start with foam rolling and releasing the fascia. So you might have heard me talk about trigger point release or a myofascial release. So that's always how I always include that somewhere in my workout. So it may be at the beginning, the middle, or the end, but depending on whatever ailments you may have. So a lot of times when people come see me, they're very stiff and sore. So the first thing we do is we actually just roll out and we try to find out where are we stiff and sore. So sometimes I'll have somebody come in like, I feel great today, and they get on the foam roller or they get on the trigger point bar and they're like, yeah, my glutes are a little bit tight, my hip flexors are a little bit tight, my shoulders, I got some knots in there. So the whole thing is that it's really finding out, make yourself aware is there any tight areas, because what happens is if you don't properly warm up that area, when you get into your heavy duty part, into the strength training portion of your workout, then you might end up injuring yourself, and you're actually selling yourself short because you're not able to move the muscle in the full range of motion that you are capable of. So the goal is essentially to warm up your body properly from the inside out. So I always start with foam rolling or trigger point work, and then we get into mobility. Mobility is simply stretching on steroids. So it's all about stretching dynamically or adding a stretch with movement. And so there's lots of different ways to do it. I have lots of videos and lots of different demonstrations of how to do this, and there's lots of different ways to do it. But I find that getting your heart rate warm, and warming up the bodies to work as one and work as a unit is a great place to warm up. A lot of people like to hop onto a treadmill or elliptical or rowing or whatever, and that's great. That's going to lift your heart, elevate your heart rate, and yes, you're going to warm up some muscles, but you're not necessarily going to warm up your whole body as a unit and getting your brain to understand, like, okay, we got to work together and really get everything firing. So that's the key. Second key is having mobility, and then the third is basically the bread and butter is the actual exercises and putting exercises together that complement each other. So the whole thing is that there's lots of different ways to do it, but the big thing is making sure that you have some strength base. So a lot of people like to do, especially women, they like to do the higher volume because they don't want to get that bulky look. But if you understand training and understand the principles of training, nobody really talks about time under tension. Really, the secret to training is time under tension. And if you understand how long each phase of training or whatever your goal is, if you understand how long the muscle needs to be under tension, you're gonna get a heck of a lot more results than anybody that you've seen at the gym that just goes and works out. Next time you go to the gym, try this. Time someone who's on the lat pull down or the rowing machine, see how long they're actually lifting for, and then go up to them and be like, well, you wouldn't actually do this, but ask them, what's your goal? Well, I want weight loss, or I want to bulk up. Most people, when they lift between 20 and 30 seconds. And that, I find, tends to be no man's land. And so that's why they maintain the way they look. They're not really making any changes. So if you really want to understand training and understand results, you really need to understand time and attention. And if you figure that out and understand where to apply it in one of the 4 phases of training, then that's fantastic. And if you want to learn more about that, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or join my Facebook group, and I'll be talking more about this. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great day.